Welcome, my friends. This is Dharma Walks. I'm Chris, and I hope you'll walk with me today. Well, I'm on my farmland tonight. This is in Peru, New York. It's just getting close to sunset here. That's the western sky over there. This is my old little A-frame greenhouse. This is the teepee where I'll be spending about a week before I head to the West Coast. And I wanted to show you guys what my little cooking setup looks like. This is how I'll be cooking most of my hot meals when I'm walking down the coast. This is just an alcohol burning stove, and I've got it about half filled with pure methanol. Methanol is no joke. It's pretty dangerous. It's highly toxic, so you want to watch the fumes. You don't want to be breathing the fumes in, and you don't want to be getting it on your skin, and you don't want to be getting it anywhere near your food, as it can kill you, it can make you go blind, all kinds of nasty things. Here, this is a titanium cook pot. This is a little stand for the pot to go on. And I'm gonna make some jasmine rice, some tricolor quinoa with a little olive oil tonight. And I'm gonna be using these mixed spices all in this one jar that I got for the trail to be giving it a little flavor. So to light this stove, you just take your lighter, you light the methanol, then you put your pot right on there. So I'll cut to a moment once we're simmering some water here. All right, the stove is burning. The flame is pretty much invisible. Might be able to see a little whisper of flame there. We got spices and olive oil and a cup and a half of water. And then we've got 1 cup of half rice and half quinoa. As soon as that pot's boiling, we'll be putting that on there. I'm just loving sitting in this field tonight. It's so beautiful. I went for a walk with my mom just about half hour ago, because this farmland's right around the corner from her house. And I've been using this Cornell Labs Merlin Bird ID app. Highly recommend it. I'll link it down in the description. And you just turn it on and it listens to the bird song, and it looks at your location and it tells you what birds you're hearing. And there's this bird that has this most just beautiful, magical fairy tale kind of sound that always sings before and during twilight. And I've wondered what it was, probably, for 20 years. And I heard it while we were walking just now and opened up the bird app, and it told me it's a veery, Veery. And I've never even heard of that kind of bird. And now I know what bird was making that beautiful sound. Been sleeping well in the little teepee here. I see there's a slug loving the teepee as well, leaving those slime trails on my tent. Black locust trees all along the hedgerows here on this property. black locusts go all the way down along this field. They were putting out the most beautiful perfume last week when they were flowering, but the flowers are all done now. Till next spring. A lot of heat coming off over here, but it's going to take a little while for this pot to simmer. Better stop watching it.
Well, I'm on a walk today in Burlington, Vermont. I'm on North Beach. This is Lake Champlain behind me. And today I was thinking about morality, good and bad, right and wrong ideas, and how that looks on an ultimate level. And I was also, in conjunction with that, thinking about scandals with gurus and spiritual teachers. You know, Nisargadatta Maharaj said that there are no true ideas. One needs only to drop false ideas and does not need to attain any true ideas because there are none. And that's in an ultimate sense. And if one applies that to morality, right and wrong, good and bad, it becomes readily apparent that looking at the world through those lenses is dualistic. And it's employing the discrimination of the thinking mind. And it turns out that that's the very thing that's the root of all our trouble. The discriminating mind feeling adverse to the bad and craving or drawn to the good is at the root of our problems. So what does that look like living in the world? You know? Don't all spiritual traditions have some sort of framework of morality? Some sort of guideposts for what's right and what's wrong? To treat others with compassion and love? Christianity's golden rule? What does that look like in this ultimate sense? Well, it seems like when one abides in silence, when one abides in the wordless truth, the ideas of doing good and avoiding bad are unnecessary. One need not worry about doing what's right. One need not worry about not harming others when one abides in pure, sheer awareness and reality. It's from that place that's behind all the mistaken ideas that this world is as real as it might appear to be. From that place wells up natural compassion, natural peace, natural love. And that flows effortlessly from that place. So one not need tie the ego mind and the limited personal identified self with doing right. Because one abides in that timeless essence. Right action, Dharma, will flow naturally. And it's not flowing from the mind, it's flowing from the big mind, from mind, capital M, from pure consciousness. And that's beyond good and bad. That's beyond right and wrong. And who are we to judge what's right or wrong? When we do judge, this is good, that is bad, or when we say, we have to totally reject this spiritual teacher because there may have been some scandal or they may have acted in a way that challenges our morality. To reject anything based on perceived wrongdoing is not the middle path. The middle path is to abide in peace. So we can stand up in this world and act for what appears the righteous cause, but we must not be innerly attached to right or wrong. We can protect others. We can say that was wrong. We can set boundaries. But to attach to the judgments and the moral dilemmas, to innerly attach, is to not follow the path. I don't know. How does that sound to you guys? Let me know in the comments. That's what was flowing through my mind today as I walked through Burlington and down the Burlington bike path. And also, for a little update on the timeline, today is summer solstice. It's June 20th. And in 10 days, on June 30th, I'll be flying out of Buffalo, New York to Seattle. And thus will commence my West Coast journey. So this will maybe be the last East Coast home video that you see. There'll probably be some footage of me traveling to the West Coast, but that'll probably be in my first West Coast video. So that'll probably be Dharma Walks Chapter 4. And I want to close this video with finishing up the last few verses on reality from the supplement from Ramana Maharshi. And if there's time, maybe dip into a few of the other verses from the primary verses on reality from Ramana Maharshi. Or maybe read a few verses from the Tao Te Ching. We'll see what ends up happening. Be well, everybody. Peace.
Happy summer solstice 2025.
Happy summer solstice 2025.
All right, now together, ready? Happy summer solstice 2025. The longest day of the year.
Yeah.
The unlettered are easier saved than those who are learned but unsubdued. The unlettered are free from the clutches of the demon pride. They are free from the malady of many whirling thoughts and words. They are free from the mad pursuit of wealth. They are free from many, many ills. Though a man looks on the world as a wisp of straw and holds all sacred lore in his hand, it is hard for him to escape from bondage if he has yielded to vile flattery, the harlot. Without thinking of oneself as apart from others, without swerving from one's true state, if one abides always in one's self, who is there alien to one? What matters it what people say of one? What matters it if one praises or blames oneself? Keep Advaita within the heart. Do not ever carry it into action. Even if you apply it to all the three worlds, O son, it is not to be applied to the guru. I shall declare truly the essence of the final doctrine of the Vedanta. When the ego dies and becomes that, the self of pure awareness, that alone abides. If reality did not exist, could there be any knowledge of existence? Free from all thoughts, reality abides in the heart, the source of all thoughts. It is therefore called the heart. How then is one to contemplate it? To be as it is in the heart, is its contemplation. Those who know intense fear of death seek refuge only at the feet of the Lord, who has neither death nor birth. Dead to themselves and their possessions, can the thought of death occur to them again? Deathless are they. From our perception of the world, there follows acceptance of a unique first principle, possessing various powers. Pictures of name and form, the person who sees, the screen on which he sees, and the all-pervading light by which he sees. He himself is all of these. All religions postulate the three fundamentals: the world, the soul, and God. But it is only the one reality that manifests itself as these three. One can say the three are really three, only so long as the ego lasts. Therefore, to inhere in one's own being, where the I, or ego, is dead, is the perfect state. The world is real. No, it is a mere illusory appearance. The world is conscious. No, the world is happiness. No. What use is it to argue thus? That state is agreeable to all, wherein, having given up the objective outlook, one knows oneself and loses all notions, either of unity or duality, of oneself and the ego. If one has form oneself, the world and God also will appear to have form. But if one is formless, who is it that sees those forms, and how? Without the eye, can any object be seen? The seeing self is the I, and that I is the eye of infinity. The body is a form composed of the five-fold sheath. Therefore, all the five sheaths are implied in the term body. Apart from the body, does the world exist? Has anyone seen the world without the body? The world is nothing more than an embodiment of the objects perceived by the five sense organs. Sense Through these 5 sense organs, a single mind perceives the world. The world is nothing but the mind. Apart from the mind, can there be a world? Although the world and knowledge thereof rise and set together, it is by knowledge alone that the world is made apparent. That perfection wherein the world and knowledge thereof rise and set, and which shines without rising and setting, is alone the reality. Under whatever name and form one may worship the absolute reality, it is only a means for realizing it without name and form. That alone is true realization, wherein one knows oneself in relation to that reality, attains peace, and realizes one's identity with it. The duality of subject and object and trinity of seer, sight, and seen can only exist if supported by the One. If one turns inward in search of that one reality, they fall away. Those who see this are those who see wisdom. They are never in doubt. Ordinary knowledge is always accompanied by ignorance. Ignorance by knowledge. The only true knowledge is that by which one knows the self, through inquiring, whose is the knowledge and ignorance.